What's going on, everybody? Ryan the Mighty Quinn here, the Cornerman MMA. Figured I wanted to talk about something I've been working on, as a bunch of you have seen already. We'll start right from the beginning. I started this YouTube channel full time back in January. I said I had a plan. I had no plan. I had absolutely no plan. I just wanted to do an MMA YouTube channel that wanted to be like everybody else, and whatever, and I'm having fun with it. I'm having a great job with it. I'm having a great time with it. But it didn't hit me until Dean Thomas was on. He referred to it as like, I love this little project you're doing. I'm like, yeah, it's a project, but it had no goal, no end game. I guess I have little mini projects I want to do with it, besides talking mixed martial arts with the athletes and stuff with fights coming up, because I know I do that better than most about everyone else on YouTube, between being a fighter and a coach myself. But I remember I started doing this other thing. There's a constant argument everyone knows between judges, as well as judges, commissions, fighters, and fight camps. Now, and it's the same arguments, and there's never any progress made. We constantly are doing this. We don't come together. We're constantly doing this. So I wanted to figure out, what I could do to do that. What I could do. I was flipping through the channels and came across one of the news stations, and I saw that there was an analyst on there. And that's the other thing. I've been calling myself an analyst, or I guess I'm technically an MMA analyst. But really, I'm an activist. With this next thing I've got coming up. But I saw one of the like he had somebody on. One of the reporter or anchor had somebody on that he didn't necessarily agree with. But the end game was to try to have this conversation, this uncomfortable conversation that people should be having about the task or the issue at hand, and how do we gain middle ground, or how do we get an understanding, and how do we go forward from here. I know that these conversations have been had in private when it comes to MMA scoring between the judges, commissioners, and athletes, coaches. People say things to the media, which the media is part of the problem with this. I'll get into that in a little bit. But like, I wanted to have that conversation through my opinion with lead commissioners. I was going to do it once as a one-off, and then just because I thought it'd be clickbait, to be honest with you, I thought it'd be cool, and so I reached out to Mike Mazzulli, and we had a great conversation. We actually saw productivity from that conversation. It was like 20 minutes long. We already got some stuff done. So I've decided over the last couple of weeks, where do I want to go with this conversation? I want to have more conversations. I want to, we have a lot that we want to get done as fighters and athletes for, which what we think is right, which what we think should be done with mixed martial arts scoring, open scoring. We're going to get into that after the fact, but like, I want to be able to have these discussions, and I think I'm good with it right now. Obviously, alumnus of American Top Team, one of the best teams in the world. It's always going to be part of that fraternity, always going to be close to my heart. But I'm a retired fighter. I'm a retired coach. I really don't have any. I don't have any dog in the fight right now, so to speak. Aside from my bias with fight picks, But I think that I'm a good fit, because I could have these discussions with people, and I'm not saying it to benefit any party or team or promotion, particular fighter. I'm doing it as a whole to represent athletes. I think that that's why it's important. I got, like I said, no dog in the fight. So basically what I want to do is, my ultimate goal is to have the commissioners, have these difficult conversations. Not difficult, I don't want to say difficult, because no one's going to have the conversation. I want to have these conversations with commissioners, what I see as a fighter, as a coach, what issues that we think need to be addressed. Actually, I had a great talking point with Andy Foster, where we didn't agree on the verbiage with one of the scorings, with ground striking versus ground grappling. And we came to the point where we agree to disagree, so to speak, but like, we both understand where we're coming from. We just need a little bit more to develop from there. So yeah, it started with, I called Mike Mazzulli, or I emailed Mike Mazzulli, found an old email from Mike Mazzulli when I had to get medicals done when I fought at Mohegan Sun for Bellator. Actually, it might have even been reality fighting. It was a long time ago. Anyway, and he came on, and the conversation went great. We discussed some things that he felt he wants fighters and coaches to know or to understand, and I felt concerns that my tribe had going forward. And it was a great conversation. Spoke to Mike. Mike was on here twice. Spoke to Andy Foster, hoping to get Andy on here again. working on speaking with Jeff Mullen. He's kind of tied up some things. He got, some recently there was a catch up of one of the commissioners was on a podcast, and the podcast host kind of made him put words in his mouth, made him look foolish. That kind of hurt me too. And that's what I'm talking about with the media. And they don't do us any favors when they get involved with this fight. They're looking for clickbait. They're not looking to solve the task at hand like myself is. That really sucks. It really pisses me off. Not all media, just said people looking for clickbait. Like I said, you're looking for the short game. I'm looking for the long game to better mixed martial arts going forward. That's what I care about. And by doing that, that will gain the attraction that I think I'm looking for. Now, okay, yeah, Andy Foster came on, hoping to have Andy back on. Jeff Mullen, Nevada State Athletic Commission lead, speaking with him about coming on. We've already had discussions, but not public like this. That's working on. Tim Shipman with Florida State Athletic Commission, the lead there. He couldn't come on. There's a lot of regulations. There's a lot of governing bodies that just don't let them come on and talk, so that's fine. Try to reach out to Greg Alvarez of Texas, the commission lead out there. Him and his crew just flat out declined. They don't want to speak. Hopefully things will change. I don't think so, though. So that's the goal, is I want to have conversations with these kind of people on here. And I want to just have these discussions with different things. If it were up to me, like I forgot how many states have governing bodies for mixed martial arts and combat sports, but I would love to have all those governing bodies on here and talk about what we're talking about. What are my goals? So, I want the commissions to be able to explain to the fighters what they're looking for in terms of scoring fights. This is one of the things that I went over with Mike Pizzulli, and he went forward on it, and it had a great response. He handed out a scoring criteria pamphlet to all the fight teams, all the fighters at weigh-ins, so they could read. We're looking for damage, we're looking for duration, we're looking for 3Ds, damage, duration, and dominance. Okay, what they are, what they're looking for. Gonna have to read that yourself. I'm not gonna do that right now, but it's a damage fight, to sum it up. He didn't get into everything, he didn't need to. I guess somebody from Forbes kind of cut it up, which was stupid. This is what we're looking for. This is what we want done. So that gives it going forward. I would like to see that be done nationwide. I already approached Mike Pizzulli on it. You could see in my former interview with him. I want them to be done at every weigh-in, every professional bout, every amateur, every professional bout, every mixed martial arts bout. Hopefully boxing. This doesn't seem to happen too much in boxing with the disconnect, but there's a lot more that happens in mixed martial arts with different types of backgrounds. I want to see that done in that fashion. So that's something we'll work on as well. It's already being done at Mohegan Sun. Mohegan Sun has big fights with Bellator, so let's keep going forward with that. Now, what else do I want to see done? So like the actual scoring, that's the other thing that's a big issue is 10-9 must system. Honestly, instead of 10-9 must, a lot of us fighters feel it's 10-9 restriction, plain and simple. Now, why do we feel that way? There's a lot more there. Like 10-9 is based off of boxing and striking, like who wins, but that kind of, I feel like, can score damage and volume, or what would be dominance. But I don't feel it shows everything, particularly to Joe Rogan's point, which I brought up with Mike Pizzulli, where there should be higher scores within rounds in order to show wrestling and grappling techniques, judo techniques. That's something that's huge that I think that should be done, is we can work with that. Maybe we could score the individual rounds and then plug it into their 10-9 system. I don't know. I would like to see mixed martial arts scoring tweaked that way, because I totally feel that grappling techniques, not wrestling, grappling, jiu-jitsu techniques are very undervalued when it comes to the scoring. If you don't think that choking somebody or attempting to choke somebody, and it's pretty deep for 10, 15 seconds, is damage, then you got to get choked a little bit more. A good choke, yeah, maybe your arms get a little tired, but a good choke is definitely more impactful than a good jab. I'll tell you that much. And then, of course, we have, the conversation for open scoring is just always there. The conversation for open scoring. I think we've reached the point where we should go forward with it. Mike Pizzulli, head of ABC Box Commission, is willing to have that conversation. But we just need to get our ducks in a row. Why do we want to have open scoring? Of course, fights will be managed differently. Absolutely. We got to show a convincing argument. Now, this is another reason why I'm so big on, I'm really trying to get Shannon Knapp of Invicta, and I believe it's Todd Carter of the Athletic Commission out in Kansas on here, because they already do open scoring. I want to see the response from that and the conclusion of what they've been doing with that. Florida said that they tested it. It was one event. I don't think that's enough. That's a minor sample size, but I really want to see about that. So it's already been implemented. What's going on there? On the flip side too, we may do our research on this as a community. We may realize that open scoring may not be as important, or we haven't seen the outcome that we thought we were going to see in any difference. I don't know, but we got to do it to put our foot forward. We got to go through it to see what works and what doesn't. I'm big on that. But yeah, guys, so that's what I got going on. I'm real excited about it. I've labeled it the Cornerman Project. This is the Cornerman MMA YouTube channel. So the Cornerman Project is going to bridge the gap between fighters and commissions and hopefully get that open scoring that we're looking for. But either way, I'm convinced, I'm confident that I'm going to make a difference in this. I'm going to have what we're looking for, and fighters are going to get heard on what they believe should be scoring, what I believe should be scoring, and we'll go from there. So let me know what you guys think. Any suggestions, thoughts, concerns, please let me know right in here. Like, follow, share, respond, whatever I'm supposed to say. Later, guys. Bye.